Hey everybody, welcome to the Pixel Play. I wanted to say Pixel Play podcast. I mean, technically, this is the channel. This is, in some ways, a video podcast, but it's really not because, hey, we're doing something different here. We did announce on our last episode that we were going to have something special with it, and I don't know how we managed to pull this off. Might be because we're friends with the guy here, but, we actually have a developer here to show off an indie game. So, hey, let's give a round, warm welcome to, from Rat Squad Studios, Rajeev, who is here to show off his game, The Final Oath. Welcome, Rajeev, to the show.
Thank you very much for having me over, guys.
Thank you for letting us completely and utterly ruin trying to market your game.
That's the goal. That's the goal.
And, the idea is that it's our first shot at doing this. We're going to epically fail so that no one ever tries this again. At least we get it out of our system. And we can go back to doing what we normally do, which is me giving bad opinions on other games.
They say any publicity is good publicity, and we're going to prove that so wrong.
Yeah, no, it's 100% going to be inaccurate here. 100%.
Oh, I'm not nervous at all.
I mean, you're not the one playing it. I'm the one that's nervous.
Right.
I got to make sure I make your game look good.
Okay, please do good.
So, Rajeev, can you give us a quick breakdown of the game before Adam gets in? The quick sales pitch. What is this game, and what can we expect from it?
Right. So this is a survivor genre. This is a game of survivor genre. It's a roguelike game, but the element that I'm adding to this game to make it stand out from other survivor games is the entire deck building concept. You're going to have the entire concept of building your starter deck, taking it into the game with you, and then adding additional cards during gameplay, and then building your deck bigger and bigger, and then that will make you stronger and stronger as you play in a survivor style where hordes and hordes of enemies are going to just rush you, and your objective is just to survive. At this given time, right now, we have the standard 15-minute games where each map has 15 minutes, and there's a couple bosses that you will face, and there's a final boss at the end. And then each boss right now will give you some cards to add to your deck, and then keep building your deck, and then you get better starter decks as you progress through the campaign, and then you just keep defeating and fighting difficult, going through difficult maps and fighting difficult bosses and such. So it's just a new take. It's my own take on Survivor. I have played tons of Survivor games out there, and I haven't really seen any game that has mixed up deck building elements to a Survivor style game. So that's the unique selling pitch for me here for my game, and hoping this is something that people will be excited to play.
Cool.
And excited to watch Adam play.
Yeah.
Are you?
Oh, very.
So one of the elements that I do have in the game is that this is a hero-based, so each hero comes with their own deck. So if you want to go through the decks, Adam, so it's just a quick tutorial that walks the people through how a deck building works. Mm-hmm. So you have your master collection. This is kind of like a binder of all of your cards. Like this reminds me of all the Yu-Gi-Oh cards that I was collecting while I was a child. So that's the entire setup of my binder that I put out here. So every card that you collect in the game will be placed in here. So if you were to play next, and this is your battle deck. Before you go into the game, you get to pick and choose 30 cards from your binder and build a battle deck. Now the battle deck has some rules. It has a specific amount of core cards, some stats card, action and augment cards that you have to put together to build your deck of 30. And obviously you cannot complete a deck if you have mismatched cards. The game will guide you through the entire battle deck building process. So if you were to press done, for people who want to just quickly get in and get out, at the bottom left there's a purple button that says autocomplete. If you click on that button, it will automatically
because it looks like there's just a 30 standard anyway, right?
Yeah, so you start the game with just the starter deck for our Lieutenant Maggie. That's our first hero. She's a military personnel, so she has access to things like grenades, drones, SMGs. She does, for the full game, you will get access to the B-2 bombers, the tankers, and everything that I've already set up as well. But for the demo, I thought this is a good amount of cards for the players to give it a shot. So she comes with core cards, which is your main weapon that's on the top. And then followed by that is your augments. So augments are something that attaches to the core cards. You see those little plus slots on your core cards. Augments actually gets attached to those cards, improving it. You got anything from ricochet bullets to damage increasing to fire rate, range, and all of those stuff to improve your weaponry so you can kill things faster and get progressing through the levels. Followed by that, you have your action cards. which have the little blue icon on them. So action cards comes in like two different variation. You have a conditional card and an instant card. Instant cards, as soon as you pick and draw and use it, it instantly fires. You got the benefit and it goes into your discard pile and it'll come back again during the next draw. Conditional cards are like, it needs a specific condition to be met. For example, the med kit, it will heal you 5 health. That's a basic version of a med kit, only when you take damage. So there's going to be conditional version of the action cards and then the instant versions as well. And then followed by, last but not least, those are the stat cards. These are all your specific stat boosters. Each stat has its own different gameplay that you can build into, anywhere from having like, a lot of health to a lot of damage to a lot of critical and such. So mix and matching these cards is how you're going to be building your deck to match your own play style. And right now you start with 30 cards, but as you defeat more maps, finish more campaigns, you're going to get more and more cards added to your deck, which will just make you naturally stronger when you keep building your decks.
And is this something you're going to have to build every time you start the game, or can you like kind of pre-made decks to kind of each round you go in?
So right now, the battle deck has only one slot, but for the final game, you're going to have loadouts. So you're going to have 10 different loadouts, so you can build your deck and then save it into a loadout. That's why right now for the demo, I added this autocomplete deck button. So you can just click that button, it'll find the best cards, and it will look for the best combo, and it will build a deck for you from your available cards. But for the final game, you're going to have loadouts. You're going to have up to like 10 loadouts, and then you get to build your deck to your style, and then you can save it in your loadouts. And then you can just click a button, and your loadout will just load in your battle decks.
Because you got to make sure you have the actual optimal one, and then the one that's like, look, I know this one's bad, but it's mine.
Yeah, right. That's the idea, right? It's all about the identity with the decks. This is what, I take all of this inspiration from when I was playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Back in high school. I was just a huge, huge fan of Pokemons and Yu-Gi-Ohs. And I used to have those decks, like, where nobody can touch me with those decks. And then there are decks where I'm just like, I'm just like, feeling like experimenting, so I'll just go and do something stupid, right? So that's the entire idea that I'm going after when building this battle decks.
I'm disappointed. This is a demo. You're talking about Yu-Gi-Oh! And I don't see a dark magician. Well, I guess that's sort of a dark magician here on the Arcane Fusion.
Arcane Fusion is almost there. Well, I used to play the Cyber Dragon decks, and it's just absolutely nuts. So I do not have anything for Cyber Dragon, but I don't want to get copyrighted. I'm an indie solo developer.
DLC.
That's DLC. Yeah, that's when you're wheeling and dealing with whoever makes Yu-Gi-Oh! I don't even know who makes it.
You're Joey wheeling and dealing?
So at the left side, you can see there's some helpful boxes that tells you how many core cards, how many action cards, how many augments you have. And the green out border will tell you that you have met your criteria for it as well. So, and then there are filters on the top that you can use to filter down augments or actions and stuff. And you can build as you like. And if you were to click on the yellow button on the bottom, it would actually, if you unselect a card, let's say you remove a card, for example, can you click a card from the battle deck for me, Adam? Mm-hmm. Okay, and then click on the yellow button on the bottom left. Yeah, it will tell you exactly what card you're missing as well. So it won't let you finish the battle deck unless you have every single criteria met. So it's like a little helpful tip for people who are new to this deck building genre.
All right, so I assume at this point I just got to back out and then get back in there?
Yeah, press escape, and I think you should be able to get out here. And then you have your heroes if you want to quickly go through heroes. So right now, you only have Lieutenant Maggie as your first hero. You do have Chris as your second hero, who's going to be the Queen's Guard. His deck is going to be all about the medieval weapons. He's going to come with swords and hammers and shields and stuff. Like Lieutenant Maggie's coming with with grenade, medkits, and compact SMGs and such. So Chris will come with all of the medieval weapons. And then next you have is the Gideon. He's going to be Archmage. He's going to have all of the magical and all the elemental spells. And it's going to be actually this is one of my favorite character to work on. And his cards are absolutely amazing. From when you see it, you will know what I'm talking about. I'm just excited on the inside because I know exactly what he's coming with. And then last but not least, Kalari. This guy, I picked him because he is a cool ninja. He has an ominous vibe to him. His backstory is that nobody knows where he comes from, but he just comes out. He came out of nowhere, and for him, it's going to be all about the ninja weapons. So he's going to have like shurikens and all of those things that he's going to be using as his cards, and that's what his starter deck is going to be. So
it's like Mad Ninja Predator vibes.
yeah.
With a hint of Mass Effect.
And if you were to click on Maggie at the top, you have more. So right now the progression tree is empty because I used to have a different version of the card deck building game previously. After testing, I found out that this new version is much better than the previous version, so I had to remove some of this stuff. Again, building the game for an indie developer is all about iterations. I don't have a large team members like, in front of a whiteboard trying to brainstorm. It's just me and my piece of paper trying to brainstorm it. So the progression tree is empty, but for the most part, as you progress your hero, you'll be unlocking booster packs. Everything in the in-game is going to be bought or purchased with the in-game currency. There's no microtransactions unless there's a DLC content that's coming with additional heroes. But other than that, everything in the game is bought with the in-game currency that you just earn by just playing the game. Excuse me. And each for your level ups, you're going to get more booster packs, and each booster packs will come up with different cards, action cards or augments and all of those such. And then also you can play and defeat bosses to earn some skins. I have some cool skins available for all of the heroes actually, so you can pick and choose whatever skin you like. And then it's just more of a visual thing than anything else. I haven't really thought about making each skin do different things or to have different stats. But the different heroes do come with different starting base stats as well, so that adds a little bit of difference to the gameplay.
Well, I'm excited to see this game play.
Yeah, well,
With me playing it, you sure about that?
So I do have, just before we start the game, at the very top there's a how to play button. If you go in there, it just gives you a quick rundown for the people as to how you play. There's a TLDR if you don't want to read the whole thing. But you can scroll or you click on the buttons on the top and it will give you step-by-step instructions as to how each and every single things work.
Can I just say how happy I am with that TLDR screen,
Yeah,
that first one? That is a non-Nintendo tutorial. That is not 3 hours.
Can I add one suggestion to the TLDR? Just put in brackets, have fun. You're going to die a lot.
Yeah, have fun, don't die.
I can do that. I definitely can do that. So you have your roles for the board as well. So this is an in-game board. You're going to have an in-game board that you'll see as soon as we start the game. It's going to give you some of the rules and regulations for the board, what you can and cannot do as such if you want to read about it. But for most people, they will just start the game and they'll start figuring things out as they go. And then here, it's going to explain each and every single type of cards, what it does, and what you can do with them and such.
Okay, so what we already went through earlier. Perfect.
All right, and in start game, right now for the purpose of the demo, you have 2 different maps, Golden Forest and Dark Depths. Golden Forest is one of the earlier maps in the campaign, and the Dark Depths is a later map, because Dark Depths has low visibility, so you don't really see the enemy, so that adds a lot more difficulty to it. But Golden Forest is much more vibrant, or not vibrant, it's more of a yellow foresty map, and each map has its own boss that you get to fight at the end, and then each boss, based on the difficulty, you get different rewards. So in this boss, if you defeat the final boss, you get like a common booster pack that is indicated on the potential rewards on completion, and if you go to medium difficulty, you have a chance of getting a whole bunch of different type of booster packs, and also you start getting exotic cards that you get to start using, which changes up the type of gameplay. Like you have like dashes that comes out of exotic card that you can start dashing after like a certain amount of kills and such. So you have healing for every kill or something like that. Like there's 26 different exotic cards in the game that you get to earn for the final game, and then there's going to be like 26 different bosses that you're going to fight as well to earn those exotic cards. Now 26 is a number that I'm aiming for. Plans change, so don't hold me accountable for that. Like as the game development plan goes, I may need to increase or reduce the bosses based on how it fits the game.
He promised 26 bosses. There's 27. What is this?
Right. So you can try the easy mode and then see
I'm
how
going to
this
try the
goes.
easy mode.
Filthy casual.
Go hard.
I have been contemplating on the difficulty of the game, because the game does get really difficult even on easy mode. Because I like difficult games, but I don't like games when it's a walk in the park. But I think I do need to introduce easier modes in the earlier stages of the maps, and then slowly get the player up to speed with the harder difficult mode. Because if you're going to constantly keep dying every 2 minutes, then it's going to get boring and it's going to get stale very fast. So try the easy mode. I'm still in the process of balancing things in terms of the difficulty. But for the most part, easy is going to be difficult.
Yay!
Fair warning.
Get good, Adam.
I can't.
So this is the top-down camera. So you can hold WSAD to play the entire game if you would like, or you can use the mouse to rotate and just hold down W to do all the movements. So either way, I do have controller support for the movement at this time, and but for the UI, I don't have the controller support enabled for this demo at this time. So the idea is that you would kill these enemies and you pick up these little coins that they drop on the floor. As you pick up the coins, it's going to level you up. And with every level, you draw 3 cards from your battle deck. And then whichever card you pick, it would actually apply that card and then put the other 2 in the discard. And then at the same time, it will give you a random card for you to choose and add to your deck. I like the fact that it shows the other 2 cards to show you like what you kind of missed out on.
It's like, no.
Yeah. So that's the full gameplay. It's just that, you level up and you gain cards from you draw 3 cards from your deck. So these are the cards that you built and you came into the game with. So right now he picked on an augment. So right now he needs to select Adam. At the bottom of the screen, you have your weapons that's highlighting. That tells you which weapon is compatible with that augment. And when you select it, it will attach that augment to that specific weapon, making that weapon stronger. And you have a whole slew of stats on the left side for people who would like to min-max. And that's my friend Blue, by the way. He's brown, but I call him Blue. Inspired by the raptor in Jurassic Park.
I don't think he likes me.
I don't think anything on the screen likes you.
Okay, so right now, Adam has an option to get an uncommon advanced SMG. So this is an upgrade to his existing SMG, which is a common. And as you can see, the common one has only 1 augment slot, and the advanced uncommon has 2 slots. So as soon as he clicks on the advanced SMG, it will instantly replace his existing SMG. You don't have to do anything, and it will transfer all the augments over as well. So you're not really losing anything. It's a pure upgrade. Now, that projectile card will get added to his discard pile, so it will come after the next draw, and the other 2 will disappear.
So this is very much in like the vein of like Vampire Survivor games. Is that a fair assessment, Rajeev?
Absolutely, yeah. This is the Survivor genre, and yes, the Vampire Survivors is the parent of all of these games.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, is that what inspired this game, or like where's like the inspiration coming from for this game?
So before I even played Vampire Survivors, I got addicted to this Survivor style game in the mobile. It's called Survivor.io.
Okay.
It's a gacha game. Like, it's definitely a pay to win game. But I got super addicted to that game. I invested so much money into that game. Me and a couple other friends, we started playing these games. I would pick the frag grenade. Yeah, as many
I was assuming that was going to want to be what I needed to do here.
Right. Oh, there you go. You got an upgraded one. You got an up. No, that's going to come to your discard pile, and the next time when you do a shuffle and you redraw, you're going to get that grenade.
But I traded a grenade for a worse grenade.
So, sorry. Survivor.io is exactly Vampire Survivors, but it's just on the mobile, and the graphics is like much more Nintendo-style graphics. And I fell in love with that game, and this is when I started learning about the gacha games and pay to win, those type of concepts. So when I was playing that game, I was like, I really want to make another Survivor type of game where I don't have to pay like, $20 every 3 levels so that I can actually succeed in levels, so people can just actually have fun. And I've been working in Unreal Engine for over like 9 years now. I've just been making small projects here and there. Nothing I've sold, but it's just, hobby as a hobbyist. And then I teach people how to make games in Unreal Engine as well on YouTube. So I thought, I can make this game. And started this project about 2 years ago. And then due to my own limitations and also the engine's limitations, I had to stop the project. But then I kind of increased my knowledge of the Unreal Engine. And about 6 months ago, I picked this back up again. And this is where it is. So my inspiration is truly from, hating gacha games, I would say. Yeah. So, yeah, there you go. So he's going to get, if you click on that, I'll give you an assault drone upgrade. And then you're also going to get drafted 1 more cards. Yeah, so that's the inspiration. And then I love board games. I'm a huge board game fan. So if Adam was to click on a weapon that is lower grade than what he already has equipped, you can actually burn that card, get rid of it from your deck for like a small XP, for a small health gain. So there is an option to kind of like thinning out your deck in terms of board games or any type of card game. Thinning out your deck is always, I would use a magnet. yeah, thinning out the deck is always beneficial because then you get powerful cards faster.
Oh, that's a lot of XP going
Yeah,
at
it's
him.
coming fast.
Yeah.
Gimme.
It's all the XP he's been walking around.
Well, if they
Yeah.
would stop getting in my way.
Oh,
See,
you
it-
got ricochet bullets. I would
it
put
paid
it on
off
the
in the
advanced
end, it's
SMG.
fine.
I'll do the first one. Yeah, and I'll drop it on the advanced SMG. Yeah.
Now
There
you
you
were
go.
talking about like having different characters and like lore behind them. Like, is
Yeah.
there a story to this? Like, is there like a narrative perspective that like to this game a little bit?
For the love of God, I start writing once upon a time, and then beyond that, I can't write anymore.
Fair.
So I can't come up with a story. But one of the things in the Kickstarter was to, if I have any additional funds left over, there are so many people that online that writes beautiful stories, and I would love to hire them and then have them come and write a story for me. That would be cool. But for a survivor type of game, a story is not necessarily the main highlight, I guess.
Yeah.
Right. But I will try to, if I have the capacity or capability for it, I will definitely do so. But at this time, there is no
it's
intention.
more thematic as opposed to like lore
Right.
and narrative. Got it.
Right.
All right, we're finally out of coins.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There you go.
Adam leveled up a lot.
Yeah, you'll leveled up to 14. So one of the feedbacks that I did get from people playing the game and on Reddit, actually, people can be very mean sometimes in Reddit. So,
What?
but that's
on the internet, people being mean.
That's
That doesn't
impossible.
sound
This has
plausible.
never happened before.
I
including
only
Our
signed up
internet?
for. I think it's the Kojiko staff. So this is my first time actually being on Reddit. Oh, you got a nice grenade upgrade. Nice.
I did, yes.
Yeah. So this is my first time actually signing up for Reddit, and some of the feedback that I did get was that the leveling up is like too quick. You're like constantly leveling up faster and faster. For the purpose of the demo, I did increase like the XP gains of it. Obviously, it could be definitely balanced and such. But for the purpose of the demo, I did increase the XP gain for just so that people can try out how the entire concept of the game works and how to level up the cards and play with the cards and such. But for the final game, I will kind of like nerf it down a little bit. I'll rather over deliver than to under deliver.
Yeah, I think it makes sense when you have a demo because you want everybody to see the whole game, and if this is
Right.
one of those ones you have to play it a bunch of times until you can keep advancing.
Right.
Yeah, you want to show as much as you can in the demo for people.
Yeah.
It's like when you don't just do the first level of an RPG or something, you randomly do like one moment 10 hours into the game for the demo, even though nobody knows what's going on, but at least they
do
get a
that.
better feel of what the actual game is like instead of the intro.
Right. For the final game, I've also planned, like right now you can see you pick a card from your battle deck and then you get 3 additional cards to pick from, which is upside down, and when you select it you get to know which one you actually added it to your deck and such. I'm going to turn this into more of a boss curse, so each boss will affect how this draw and the draft mechanic is going to work in the game. You're going to have some bosses that okay, you're exciting. Sorry. You're going to have some bosses which will allow you to actually see those 3 cards that you're drafting right now. Some bosses going to have it hidden. There is a boss that I'm designing where he will show a set of 10 cards every 5 draws or something, and then all that 10 cards will add into your discard, so you don't really get to choose. He will just add random 10 cards into your deck, and then you have to play with it. There are going to be bosses who's going to remove cards from your deck as you level up and such. So I'm trying to experiment with different boss curses to kind of spice up the things to make it different, so that not 2 rounds are the same.
Yeah. And approximately how long do you anticipate like a round being for a level?
Each level is going to be 15 minutes at this time,
Okay.
but I do have plans to reducing it. Recently, I actually played Slay the Spire, that game, and I thought it was such a brilliant game. I didn't play too much, but I did play a bunch of that game, and I did find that little map mechanics that they have where you can choose your path and then pick which boss you want to go to or which path you want to take. I thought it was absolutely fun, and I actually thought maybe something like that would actually fit in here. Like I could have like almost like similar. Obviously, I can't copy their mechanic, but all video games out there have copied somebody's mechanic out there, right? And they just improved on it. So I want to improve on it, like, so you can start your campaign, and the first mission, it will only be 5 minutes, and you face a boss. And then when you progress through, you will have a chest. But then to get the chest, you will need to do like an objective. You need to capture the flag or something like that while you're fighting these enemies. And then you progress to like an 8-minute mission, and then 10-minute mission, fight a boss by itself. And like I want to kind of change things up so not all matches are just you surviving for 15 minutes like Vampire Survivors, right?
Yeah. Is there a plan though for like long term down the road to either do like an endless run or like high score chasing kind of leaderboard aspect?
I haven't thought about the leaderboard aspect for this game yet, but for the long term, if I do have the capacity for it, I would do leaderboards. It is a solo single-player game, and it doesn't have any DRM, so it is not connected to the internet. My entire concept for this game when I was building it, or the rule that I made for myself in building the game was, I should be able to put it on my ROG Ally or Steam Deck and be able to be on the train and play the game without having to have connected to the internet. Because trust me, how many times I go on the plane and I forget to, enable offline permissions for my game, and I can't play Hi-Fi Rush or something on the Xbox app because I didn't play it once with the internet on, right? So those type of things obviously bothers me a lot. So that's one thing that I wanted to do. So excuse me. So because of that, the leaderboard is something that is like a manual process. Like people may need to upload it to Steam Cloud, and I need to set up like an API to collect that data from Steam Cloud. And this is how games like Megabonk or there are a couple other games, they actually do it like that. They run a script to get that information. So if I do have the capacity in the future, I will definitely add leaderboards with fastest time, fastest weapon, and such like that. Definitely. Don't die.
Probably dead.
Oh, he's so close.
Don't die.
I'm probably dead.
You started getting those legendary cards now.
No.
5 health, 4 health.
You can do it.
No.
Exile a card if you
1,
can.
0.
Don't die. Don't die. Yeah, I would. Yes, I guess I would get the middle one.
Max health. Surely that'll help.
Look at the draw. Oh.
Nick.
Oh, there it is. That was the hit.
That was it. So yeah, that's the concept of the game. It's a survivor game at this time. Obviously, I do have a lot of work to do. The game is planned for release in June. Being a solo developer, I need to be very, very obedient, which I am not. So I'm I would do one thing here, and all of a sudden I'll be like, oh, I like this one. And then I would go into a different section and I will try to do something different. And then I would just start jumping from one place to another. And I have to be a little bit more obedient for me to try to get this game released by June and get all of the concepts and the ideas that I have in mind completed. So this is actually one of my first maps that I created. By the way, all the maps here are unlimited. So they go on forever. They would go on forever. You can just walk in a straight line and the map would never come to an end. So they're all unlimited maps. You're not restricted in a box. Although I'm thinking of making smaller maps as well, just to create a little variation.
Not kidding by hard. Jesus Christ.
Puts it on hard on the more difficult
I'm like,
level
what
where
could
you
happen?
can't see anything. Adam, you're running into the enemies.
Yeah.
I'm aware. All right,
that's
38 seconds.
Nice. Yes, you did it. That's the hard mode. Hard mode doesn't care.
So I can tell.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm assuming,
Yeah, go
Rajeev,
ahead.
with the hard mode, that would be where you would have earned new cards,
Yes.
better decks by that point. You can't start there unless for some reason you're very, very good.
Yes.
But yeah, you kind of have to work your way up versus it just being a skill thing right out of the gate.
Right. No, that is the entire idea that I had behind developing the hard mode. However, my sister, who I gave the game to try, she went through hard mode and she beat hard mode with this current starter deck. I don't know how she did it, but she did it. But she was playing again and again and again and again until she got it. And then she went through hard mode and she actually defeated the boss with this exact same deck. So now I'm thinking maybe I should make this game even more difficult. But the
Wow,
idea
yeah.
is that, yes, you play the easy mode and then you're going to level up your hero. Your hero's going to give you some booster packs, which is going to have different rarity of cards. As you can see, different rarity of cards is going to come with different stats, different augment slots, higher potency for your action cards and your augments and such. For example, ricochet bullets, on a common rarity, it will bounce from one enemy to 3 additional enemies before it disappears. But if you get the epic rarity, which is the highest rarity, it will bounce from 1 enemy to 25 enemies before it actually disappears. So, and then it would do one-shot kill as well. So you're killing like 25 enemies in just one shot. So it gets really powerful. Like when you start getting epic cards, they're like really broken. Like I want people to break my game by getting to epic rarity cards and then just running it there with epic rarity and then just destroying everything. Because at one point, after a certain point of playing this game, that power fantasy is obviously going to be really, really fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Oh, yeah. Like Space Marine, but different.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm also going to say I love this level, with it being darker and the enemies kind of blend in a little bit into the darkness and stuff. I like
You
that.
can see their red eyes if you squint a little bit.
Oh yeah, it's helping a lot.
So I do have different variations of enemies, as you can see. So the red ones right now, they're trying to flank. So I do have different mechanics that I put in place so that the players, it's kind of like to restrict the players, right? So I have one called the AFK Punisher. So basically, if you stand still in a spot for like more than like 7 seconds, like 20 enemies will spawn right on top of you, and they will obviously, you will definitely die for sure at that point, or if you move quickly enough, you'll be able to get away from there. And then also I have the swarmers. So if you have too many enemies behind you, so the game will start detecting, saying, hey, the player's walking like in a straight line and there's way too many enemies behind, kidding. So what it will do is it would actually stretch out and try to flank the player by coming around, so the enemy gets faster movement and more health, and then they will try to do this little circle around the player, try to get ahead of the player and then attack from the front of whichever direction the player is going through. So I have many different many different plays like that for the enemies as well. I just didn't want just brainless enemies just running at you. I want the enemies to be a little bit more smarter, especially Blue. Blue's that little raptor that you will see here and there. He will come around. His objective is just to come and touch you. He's more like playing tag. If he touches you, he will freeze for a moment, but then he will decide if he wants to. Okay, right there. So his objective right now is just to come and touch you. He may not attack you, like in the sense that Adam didn't lose any health, but at that point he will freeze and he will make a decision. Am I going to attack him again, or am I going to turn around and go run somewhere else? So Blue will make that decision constantly. So he decided to turn around. He's going to go around, but he will come back later. This is just to keep more pressure on the player constantly. So I'm creating a whole bunch of different variations of enemies, and they all do different things. Right now I'm experimenting with the bugs. You can see 3 different colors of bugs: the blue ones, red ones, and there's white ones as well. White ones are more tankier. They fly slow, they're big, but then they take a lot more damage, and then they do a lot more damage, but then they're slow to approach. Red ones are fast. They do less damage, but then they have less health as well, so they die quickly. And then you have the regular blue ones, which is just like a normal bug, which just runs at you. But I do have plans for kamikaze bugs, which will just fly really fast and explode right at your feet if you don't move out of the way. You will see some of these enemies glowing yellow. They are the alpha variant, so they just come with faster speed, more health as well. They just come 1 or 2 here and there just to mix it up, so you're not just mowing down the lawn of enemies. They add a little bit more pressure to the game as well.
Very cool. Oh, Adam got an assault drone.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm making progress again. Apparently, the strategy was to not go into the creepy dark.
Yeah. Yes. So maps are going to have stars. So there's going to be 1-star maps all the way up to 5-star maps. The dark map is going to be a 4-star map. I do have a plan for a lava map, which is going to be a 5-star, which is going to have puddles of lava on the floor. If you step on it, the environment is going to do damage to you. And those type of maps will make it so that they become 5-star maps for you. And you unlock later on in the game and such. I just need to now try to plan out how I'm going to fit it into all this campaign type of mode. If I choose to go, try to improvise the Slay the Spire type of mechanic with the maps.
Cool.
Very nice.
So you
Very
said this
nice.
this has an estimated release date of around June.
End of
Demo's
June,
available-
yeah.
End of June. Demo's
Yeah.
available now. In terms of like, do you have like a pricing set up for this or anything like that, or is that still TBD?
No, I've been contemplating between, like, I've been looking at other games which are
Okay.
coming out at this time. Chris and I had also had a chat. We looked at Deep Mine Survivors, right? What's that game again? Sorry, Deep Mine. Oh God, I played
Deep Rock?
Deep Rock Galactic
Oh yeah,
Survivors.
the Deep Rock Galactic one.
Deep
Yeah.
Mine. Wow.
I mean, they do mine.
I mean, they are in a mine. So we looked at that game as like the baseline, right? And that game sold for I think $15.99 or $16.99 or something like that. My game is not up to that level, but then there is a lot of content that I'm coming out with as well. And then I recently looked at Megabonk, which sold for I think $12 or something, and it had like 2 maps, but it had a whole bunch of different collections. And so I'm trying to fit somewhere in the between, like maybe $13 or $14 or something like that. Yeah, that's all I'm looking for. Nothing really crazy. I mean, controversial topic. I'm not really a fan of very high-priced games right now, and then where the prices are going. So like people say, indie game developers are the ones who are saving the entire game community. So I would try to jump on that boat and try to make games for cheap.
Cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And you said that you have a demo available now.
Yes.
That's available on Steam. Like, is that where people can find it?
Yes, it is on Steam right now. If you were to search for The Final Oath, the demo is available. You can download this version that Adam is playing right now in Steam with the hero and the starter deck and the 2 maps that you get to try as well. But I am planning... Today, I worked on adding controller support to the game. So I do have controller support for the main menu, but not for the in-game menu for the drafting and the draw phase. If I can get it done in the next day or two, then before Steam Next Fest, which is starting on the 23rd, I would actually do a patch with providing full controller support for the game as well, and that'll be the last update to the demo before I close it off at the end of Steam Next Fest.
Absolutely.
Cool.
Absolutely. Yeah, Steam Next Fest, that's a fantastic fest that Steam does with all these
Yeah.
demos and everything. So, yeah.
Funny thing, I didn't even know the Steam did a whole bunch of these different fests because for one of my YouTube videos, I was actually making all the different fests that's coming up. There's like a horse fest, there is the house and bath fest, deck building fest, bullet fest, and like there's a whole bunch of fests now. That's called Ocean Fest. Like it's insane how many different type of fests that they had. So what I did was I immediately went to message Steam and I was like, hey, I could, because Steam needs to send you an invitation to be eligible for the next fest or any type of fest. You cannot just go and say, hey, I'm part of it, because when you set up your game in Steam, they have this tag system. You need to set up those different tags, and based on those tags is when Steam automatically sends you an invitation. I forgot to put Bullet Hell as a tag for my game, so the next Bullet Hell Fest that is coming up, I think in March or May, they didn't send me an invitation, so I had to go back Steam and be like, please watch my trailer. Like, I have tons of bullets flying around. If this isn't Bullet Fest, I don't know what else is Bullet Fest, please. And then yesterday, they finally, after like 3 weeks later, they were like, okay, fine, you're now invited to the Bullet Fest. I was like, yes, now on to Deck Building Fest, because I never had the deck building, so now I have to go beg them for deck building. I was like, so they have criteria for the deck building. You need to have a draw pile. You need to have a discard pile. Oh, you missed out on the.
I'm a little upset.
A good
I
grenade.
know. Yeah, on a good grenade. Yeah, get in the Magna. Maybe you'll get it.
That's the
you
hope
got a
now.
second drone. Nice. Okay, you will be able to equip a second drone if you have an augment slot available. So that's one of the restricted things. Like I do want to balance the game out with some restrictions. So right now, Adam just drew a card which will allow you to have two drones instead of one, double the firepower. However, his drone already has 2 augment slots and they're both full. You cannot equip a third augment unless you actually get rid of that drone. In the final game, when you have 5 cards equipped, you'll be able to swap out different cards and such. But for the demo, you need to make sure that your card is upgraded to a rare or higher rarity, so it has additional slots for you to get that additional drones and stuff equipped, or at least have a slot available at all times. So when these powerful cards come in, you'll be able to equip it.
Nice.
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah.
As you know, Steam Horse Fest started today. Do you feel as though you missed your chance putting a horse in the game and therefore being a part of that fest?
Yeah, like what the hell, man?
Yes. if blue doesn't count, then I don't know.
Well, there you go.
I mean,
Like just make a horse boss really quick, and there you go. It's done.
so Steam does have cutoff times for, I think it's like 3 weeks or something, or 3 or 4 weeks before the actual fest. They will cut off all applications. So let's see what you missed.
Yeah, you're gonna have to look through all the other fests and see what you can.
I
randomly throw
did
in,
look
I guess.
through. Yeah, I did look through most of it actually, and I saw like a whole bunch of different fests. And I was making like posters for it and stuff because of just the video that I was making. So there's a Deck Builders Fest that's coming up, and there's Horse Fest, Ocean Fest. There's a Medieval Festival coming up, Hidden Object Festival, House and Home Festival, Tower Defense Festival, Animal Festival. Like, God, like they have so many different festivals for these different variations. That's a good thing for indie developer like me. Marketing is hard. I don't have $100,000, $200,000 marketing budget. Oh, you picked up a nice drone. Nice, good job.
Well, now I gotta draw it.
Yeah, now you got to draw it. But you got to wait for a shuffle. You got 10 more cards before
Good
you
luck
shuffle.
with that with me. With
No,
my
you-
luck,
you-
nah.
Yeah, you got it. You got it. I believe in you. 50%.
I don't think he's gonna get it.
I was gonna say, well, you'd be the only one then.
I would get critical damage. I don't think you have an augment slot left. All of your
No, I
augments
do
are full.
not.
Yeah. Sorry, as I was saying, like these fests is just free for people to sign up for. Obviously, there's this $100 or $140 to $40 cost to put your game in the Steam store, like they would charge you to put your game in the Steam store, but they will refund the money back if you make $1,000 in that game with your game, and they will refund the $100 back, right? So this is basically free marketing for any indie developers, and this is what I'm trying to take advantage of. Like going live on Steam during Steam Fest puts you in that live stream page. Obviously, there's going to be thousands of people who's going to be live streaming, but if at least 1 or 2 people who watch that live stream and be like, hey, maybe this is a game that I would enjoy, and they wishlist it, that's still a plus. That's still free marketing for me.
Absolutely. Yeah. As funny as Horsefest is, it actually is good for indie developers that have a random horse game.
Oh.
And when I went, I actually looked at it. There is so
you
many
did.
horse games
course you
that I was you're not curious. You open up like, if PlayStation did it and it's like, hey, everybody, February Horse Fest, you'd be like, well, now I have to look, right? You have to. But yeah, there's a surprisingly large amount of games that are going to benefit from this because there's a lot of horse games. I didn't know
Nice.
that.
I can't even imagine. I can't even think of a horse game. And people just come up with these crazy ideas.
Yeah.
Yeah. Talk about
I
crazy.
mean, look, with the
Go
amount
ahead.
of dating sims alone, I think that tells us everything we need to know.
Oh, there's got to be a dating sim.
I mean, the
fest,
KFC dating sim still stands out to me, so.
Rajeev, this looks awesome. Yeah, I think this is really cool. I'm excited to see how how the wider audience responds to this. I think it's got a lot of potential. It looks really cool. I wish you the best of luck with Steam Summerfest. Quick shout out, if you mentioned you got a Kickstarter, you're on Steam. Where can people find you? Where can they find more about the Final Oath?
So right now in Kickstarter, I have a full campaign, a full document, like pages and pages. If you want to read more about what I have planned for the game. Oh, sorry, that's an exciting legendary that you just drew.
Yeah, I'm about
That's
to die,
amazing.
too. At least we know what I could have someday.
Actually, that's not even the highest rarity. There's one more rarity on top of this.
Well, that's because I suck. I'm never getting that far.
Oh, but you got a second drone. Oh no, don't
Not
use
you,
it.
that-
Exile it for health.
Okay, got it. Okay. Excuse me. So I do have the Kickstarter page where I do have all the plans listed out. I have a roadmap. There's actually a roadmap in the game right now as well. And if you go to the main menu, there's 2 buttons. One button will take you straight to the Steam page, and the other button will take you straight to the Kickstarter. So at the bottom right there, Adam, you can see if you can highlight just those 2 in the middle. Just those, yeah. So the Steam page button will take you directly to the Steam page where you can read about the game, wishlist it, and I mean, if you already have this button, that means you already downloaded the demo. And the Kickstarter button will take you to the Kickstarter campaign where you can read about all the plans that I have. And if I were to raise additional money, I have a stretch goal plan as well as to what I will be doing in terms of adding unique cards to the game, adding an additional hero to the game off of the main launch as well. And this, I also have a roadmap that you can read as to what I am planning to do until the release and different type of implementation that I'm working on. Now, these roadmaps, it is subject to change based on how things happen. Excuse me. And this roadmap is assuming that my Kickstarter is successful.
Cool. Awesome.
On Kickstarter, on Steam.
Yeah.
And Steam Next Fest is on Monday, so you'll be able to... People can go play it now, but they'll be able to join in the hype of
and they'll do way
demos
better
as
than
of
me, so
Monday.
it's fine.
Yeah, no, for sure. No, I mean, it just takes a little bit of learning curve because this deck building element to it in the middle of very fast-paced game, it is a little bit hard. I do understand that. That's why I'm going to create some easier levels for people to try to get into, put on their training wheels and try to play the game, understand how this draft mechanism works. And also in the future, there will be boss curses for the final game. Like I mentioned, this draw and draft phases will change drastically based on which boss you're going to face. There's going to be a whole different variations of these draw and draft phases as well. So I'm trying to make it so that it's easier for people to get in. But once you get in and see the rhythm and you understand how each enemy moves and what different things that you do affect the way that the enemy moves and spawns and stuff, the game does get a little bit more easier, I guess, lenient. Like I said, in the dark map, my sister just went through 15 minutes on hard and defeated the final boss. And I'm like, oh my God, how did you do that? Even I can't do it. They kick my ass every single time.
Yeah.
Look, if worst case scenario, I just go, Chris, you handle it. You're the one that actually plays these games more often.
I do. This game speaks to me, obviously. It's right up there with all the Survivor games that I like to play. Yeah.
And in terms of settings, I do have two settings which I think people may appreciate. So inside of the settings, if you see on the top right immediately, you can actually show the FPS in game. That's just a button. You can just add it. So in the game, it will actually show you the current FPS. And then if you go under the game setting option, there's actually an outline for people who have a hard time seeing the player. I also added the outline. There's going to be more accessibility setting. Obviously, based on the scope right now, I only have so much available. But I am going to be adding more accessibility settings. Right now, the upscaling settings is disabled. But if you would like DLSS or FSR4 or the XESS for Intel, I do have all of them implemented. I just turned it off for the demo because it's not very stable. And I do not want to publish that in an unstable state at this time.
Fair.
Yeah, cool. Absolutely.
Well, DLSS was super simple to install and implement. XESS, I didn't even have to think about it. But FSR4, oh God, AMD, I don't know what you did. The instructions made it look like it's the easiest implementation, but no. DLSS, you just copy a folder over and you just enable the plugin, and then DLSS is like, okay, I'm ready. What do you want to do now? But FSR4 is like, no, you did this wrong. No, that is wrong. No, this is wrong.
Look, as someone who didn't take that much programming class in college before he dropped it, even just the most minute thing can completely screw something up. So God only knows,
right? And Unreal Engine on top of it, it just makes it that much more. I mean, they try their best to make things easier for the developers, right? That's what I like about Unreal Engine. I've been working with this engine for 9 years. I would like I said before, it has evolved to a point where things are so much more easier now, and I can't wait until they add in more features from the new Witcher 4 game that they showed in their technical showcase. It's just things that's just mind blowing, and giving you all of this for free for people to develop the games with. It's so easy to make games nowadays. I know there's engines like Godot or Unity that you can make the games with as well, but people are always afraid of Unreal Engine because people think that this is more of a cinematic engine and it's made only for high-end games and high-quality games. But no, you can make simple games like this. I mean, this game is not that simple, but you could.
Simple.
Oh yeah, games are easy.
Well, I did struggle a little bit with this specific game because 2 years ago when I started this game, I I put like 10 enemies on the screen and the FPS would just drop, because the way that the engine, or like how I guess the graphic system is built, is that as soon as you have like skeletal meshes, animations and stuff, all of those calculations are done on the CPU level. So if the CPU automatically becomes a bottleneck, so it cannot handle all of these things. So this is why I even stopped the project 2 years ago when I started it. Then I started learning more and more, and then there were different tools and different people in different forums coming up with different solutions. And then I learned how you can take all of that calculations and then push it over into the GPU, which is much more powerful rather than a CPU architecture. So this is when I started, moving all of these enemies to have the GPU handle it rather than CPU. And then this is when I was able to be like, oh my God, I can spawn in like 2,000 of these enemies on screen, and I can have like, right now Adam is playing it like I would say about anywhere from 50 to 70 FPS, just native, no upscaling, nothing. And Adam does have a very powerful card. He does have a 9080 XT.
Yeah, this is running at the default option was at 1080p. So.
1080p, yeah. But I in my 6900 XT, if without upscaling, I can easily get 70, 80 FPS. My target is 60. This is all I'm going for. I think for a game like Survivor, 60 FPS is good. Anything less than 60, it's kind of iffy. But if it goes below 30, then I need to optimize more. It's all about optimizing more and more. But I've had friends play in 1660 Super, and they do get about 45, 50 FPS, which I'm still happy with for that low-end card from 2019. So I think in terms of optimization, I've done all my best, and I will continue to do so. Optimize the game so the game can be played in older generation of computers, as far as it can go. It did struggle with, I think it was like 1550 or something. It did struggle a little bit with the 1550. I think it was just a little bit less than 30 FPS, but up to 1660 Super, it was working very well.
Cool.
Very good.
Well, I'm excited to see where this goes.
Yeah. And if you enable FSR, I can go easily 200 FPS.
Perfect.
But yeah, and then at that point, the game is just really fluid and it's just beautiful.
Awesome. Well, Rajeev, thanks for coming out and showing us this game. I'm really excited to see where it goes. I hope.
Absolutely.
Wish you nothing but success on it. So.
No, thank you very much. I really do appreciate you guys taking your time out of your schedule to bring me on.
Yeah,
I much appreciate you, Jin and Chris, and Catastrophe. Wait, wasn't that shit disturber like 2 minutes ago?
It changes. It changes.
Fine.
And Mr. Radical as well. Thank you very much for having me over, for giving me this opportunity to showcase my game to the world. Right? I don't know. That's all I got to say.
Yeah,
all you need.
we're
That's all you
super
need.
excited to see where this goes. I mean, it sounds like you're on a good path already, and it's just a matter of, once we get to launch day, how it's actually going to start looking. And
Right.
hey, you know what that means? That means at some point, we got to review that on the show when it's all said and done.
Oh, boy.
We'll have to do a
I've seen your
follow-up
reviews.
review.
They're not nice.
My reviews.
Yeah, maybe we won't get Adam to review it.
Yeah, I know. Well, unless it's a JRPG, I don't think I've seen you review anything else that much
Well, I mean,
higher.
to be fair, then your next game needs to be that because we need Kaylan to review that. So
Oh, right. Well, Kaylan can review this one, and I will add a JRPG character to the game with some JRPG enemies in there, and then you can then review it then, and you'll be like, okay,
I've always thought that my joke should be like, I need to actually spend time making a game in RPG Maker and be like, Kaylan, I made a Splinter Cell game, and it'll just be an RPG Maker Splinter Cell.
Love it.
Just so you know, they just released the high quality textures for Splinter Cell that I saw, and I was like, why wasn't this part of the original release in 2025? Oh well.
Don't worry about it.
Sorry,
Oh, well.
went on tangent
It was just
for a
for
second.
Kaylan.
Off
But yeah.
topic on this podcast? No, never happens.
Oh, by the way, there's a little bug icon on the bottom left side, and those are kind of like the changes, patch notes, and all of those things that I've added to the game since the original release of the demo. It's a lot. You don't have to read it, but some people, I enjoy reading bug reports from
I
other
thought it was going to be
games.
a report button just to be like, game sucks, won't let me win.
Yeah, I mean, if you have any type of feedback for my game to make it better, or if you like to see something different, or like an idea that you have that you want to share with me, I'm more than happy, because one guy trying to come up with all of these ideas is absolutely ridiculously difficult. But I do spend the time to sit down and think about it. I play different type of games, try to get learn lessons from different games and try to make the best out of it, improve it, improvise it. So any type of ideas or any type of feedback, criticisms, constructive criticisms are always welcome with me. So feel free to talk about my game and give me your feedback. And for the vast majority of viewers of Pixel Play podcast, if you have the same feedback, leave it in the comment section for me to read. I'll read every single one of them.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
And I mean, we know, like, worst case scenario, I mean, you can't be like, Wildlight or the Concord, so you can't really lay off, like, yourself. So at least we know when the game's out, like, it probably will last 2 weeks. That's a plus. And yeah, and I'm really excited to see where this goes, because I think that, like, I don't play these very often. I'm enjoying my time with this, so.
Okay, thank you. That means a lot to me. That's a pat on the back that I like.
Aside from blue, like, by the way, random question. I assume it's a gimmick that it can't die. Is blue killable?
Blue is killable, yes.
Okay. So
but blue is dodgeable, very much so dodgeable. If you knew exactly how blue is going to attack you, you can easily dodge blue with 0 damage, which you were doing. I don't know if you were realizing that you were doing that.
I wasn't recognizing nothing other than I'm not dead yet.
Yeah, blue is definitely dodgeable. People complained about blue, but they just didn't know what blue does. What is the concept of blue? And when you play hard mode, there'll be 3 blues at the same time. And they're more of a pusher than, they're not a killer. They're more of like, they're trying to come and give you a kiss and run away. That's basically the concept of blue.
Oh, like a real raptor. Oh,
right. You just got to hold your hand out and say, stop.
Stop. That's actually how you... Oh, that's what you were doing wrong.
I understand the problem. There's not a Chris Pratt skin yet.
Oh boy, no, I don't think I can afford that yet. But if I could,
I mean, that Kickstarter go, okay, we got to get him to, like, I don't know, like what, 5 million probably.
Oh my god! I mean, if Chris Pratt is watching this, I would love to have your skin in my game.
If Chris Pratt's, I'm like, how the heck did you get to this channel first of all?
I hope YouTube algorithm brings you over to this channel and you watch just this part of this video or a short. Hopefully you can make this into a short. If Chris Pratt is watching it, I would love
any other
to
celebrity.
have your
Look, we're not gonna be too choosy here.
Tom Cruise is like, I'm out. They didn't even mention me.
No, I mean, beggars can be choosers. I agree.
Well, I mean, sorry, Chris. I did mean to apologize that I did block Jessica Alba from her emails. So
no. Why would you do that? Our number 1 fan.
Oh, that is funny.
But any other things that you guys want to ask, or Rajeev, anything else you want to bring up here? Otherwise, we're almost coming up to an hour here. I think we've done what we came here to do.
Absolutely, yeah. Any questions from me? I think I've shared mostly everything that I have for the game. I know game's going through multiple different iterations. Like, I've been playing the game, sharing with friends, getting their feedback and changing things for the better. So maybe the next time you play this demo, it might be a lot more different than what you're playing right now. So please be prepared for that. But I'm trying to change things to make it better and fun. The element of fun is what I'm going for. It cannot be a boring game. It cannot be a stale game. So I'm trying to do my very best to try to make it as fun as possible.
I guess the one thing I would ask is there if somebody wants to, like, say, email for any reason, whether it's like, something to do with the press or anything to do with, like future work and stuff, like, what's the best way they can reach you? We will also add that to the description as well for when we release this video.
For sure. If you go to my Steam or Kickstarter page, there is contact information that you can directly message me through Kickstarter, or in Steam, there is a email button that you can actually reach out to the Rat Squad email, which comes to me. Rat Squad Studios right now has 2 employees. One is me, the other one is the cat. The cat doesn't really do much work with the emails. He's supposed to be going through the emails, but I don't think he really cares about the email stuff. So that's the best way to reach out to me. I'm using Steam and Kickstarter as kind of like my landing page. If you have any type of questions for the game, or even like contact me, that would be the best place to go to reach out.
All right, perfect. Anybody else got something?
No, I think that's it. I'm excited to give this a go again. I want to play it. I want to get in there.
Right. I mean, when I get the controller support done, the next thing I'll be doing for this game is to get it approved for Steam Deck. There's a process to go through, and controller support is one of the main things that you need to get it enabled. I do have full touchscreen setups already, so you can basically play the game right now on your Steam Deck or ROG Ally, but for the UI elements, you just need to use your fingers to touch on cards to equip them and start game and stuff. But eventually I will get that completed over the weekend or so, and then I will get it approved for Steam Deck, so hopefully that happens too.
You're speaking my language.
Yeah. I mean, I'm an ROG Ally guy, but Steam Deck, I'm looking forward to getting one soon, so hopefully this will be the reason why I should get a Steam Deck.
Definitely.
No, don't share your Steam Deck, then I won't have any incentive to go buy one.
Oh, I'm not sharing it ever
Okay, good.
with anyone in my whole life.
All right. Well, it sounds like we've had a good old time here. We'll put this sucker to bed because, I mean, I'm sure someone needs to sleep at some point at this point. It is almost 10 o'clock our time here. So, we'll get to it. So that's going to do it, guys. So again, Rajeev, thank you so much for joining us on this. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to show off your game. Like, it's an honor for us to have a chance to do this with anybody. And obviously, good friend of the show. So we're happy to I shouldn't say throw you a bone, like we're a friggin' podcast of 350 subscribers. What bone are we throwing here?
Hey, we've got either Tom Cruise or Chris Pratt watching us. I don't know which one, but I know it's one of them.
If I get Tom Cruise, I'm putting in airport and he'll be running on the roof for sure. 100%.
Yeah, if he's not running in it, then like
Perfect.
Yeah. But again, thank you very much. I really do appreciate all you guys, giving me the stage to showcase my game, and looking forward to celebrating the success of the game with all of you.
Awesome. Well, we're going to put all that stuff in the description, so if you just need a quick click to get to that going, get to the Steam page, get to the Kickstarter, all that jazz, it'll be right there in the description for you guys. But otherwise, that's going to do it. So you guys know the drill. If you did enjoy this, like the video, helps the algorithm there. And that aspect, subscribe to the channel. We will be doing more content like this sometime in the future. We do also want to pull other people in. Like, now that we've got this under our belt once, obviously Kaylan and I did mention late last year we did go to the Toronto Game Fest. We do have some contacts we're going to slowly work with when their games are coming out. So it's nice that we're getting our feet wet a little bit here. We do want to have more interviews like this on the channel, so we'll be excited to do more of that. And obviously, again, Rajeev, great to have you here as our first here. So we're going to take this out. Thank you so much for checking out the video, and we will see you both next time, but also when the game releases. Take care, and bye-bye.
Ciao.
For now.